Hello, universe. Yes, I did take that from MatPat, but I'm saying that I took it from MatPat, so I guess that makes it slightly better. If anyone likes to argue about that, feel free to do it in the doobly-doo. And yes, I stole that from Vlogbrothers. Come at me, brah. Anyway, this review would be about more or less why I believe Markiplier isn't a good Let's Player anymore. He was a good Let's Player, and understand that I'm not saying he's a bad person or a bad YouTuber even. I am saying he is a bad Let's Player. Solely because he doesn't really play games that are unique, or at least not anymore. Every game he plays are games that are played by any individual attempting to get some kind of status or credit within the Let's Play community. I mean, honestly, any game he's played recently, and by recently I do mean within the last 6 months, are games that are solely developed as cash grabs, not as unique or innovative concepts within the video game or VR community. They are simply games that he believes will gain him views. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad person because of that, due to the simple fact that he's a YouTuber. Come on, every YouTuber has to make money if they want to succeed. I don't have to make money because I have a normal job and I don't care about making money off YouTube. It's just an easy and effective platform to get my opinion out there, and I don't care what you say in the comments, so you can't really offend me. So, anyway, Markiplier as an individual is a good person. Like I said before, he, by far, is one of the best influences YouTube or Let's Players or anything that has to do with recording a video game and putting commentary to it and then posting it ever. He has changed the way every person that has ever seen a Let's Play views a Let's Play because of his positive attitude, how much he actually cares about the content he puts out. But that has changed over time. Not saying he doesn't care about what he's doing now. God forbid I say that. I love Markiplier. I watch every video he puts out, even if it's complete tripe, because I'm dedicated to him as a person. But he isn't a good Let's Player because he doesn't play unique games. He doesn't play games that might be risky. He doesn't play games that might go off the beaten path of what might be commonly acceptable. The most recent Let's Play he did even is about a loot box simulator. Now, yes, that's an indie game, and yes, that is an indie developer, but it is a mainstream topic and concept. He only played it because of the controversy of Battlefield 2. Now, other Let's Players like IGP, Yami Mash, CGW, or Christopher Odd, and I'll put links to all of them in the description, mind you, because they all deserve all the credit they can get. They don't play games like that. They play games they truly believe will get them not views, but respect. I mean, Christopher Odd, for example, hasn't played a mainstream game since maybe Divinity Sin's Original 2? Or maybe Spec Ops, if you count that, but he doesn't play mainstream games because that's not what he does. He plays games for the roleplay aspect. He plays games to give us, as viewers, the experience of the game, not of the person playing them, and I appreciate that. But any game Markiplier plays is just him playing a game. No character, no in-depthitude. I mean, no story. I have played Resident Evil 7 since I watched his Let's Play of it, and I am fairly confident in saying he's terrible at Resident Evil 7 Biohazard because he didn't find anything. He didn't find any of the secrets. He didn't see the girl hiding through the gap when you were watching the Maya video. He didn't discover anything that you couldn't find by playing the game yourself as a casual player. He didn't put any effort into giving you an in-depth experience or presenting a character, unless you count a scared, frightened child as a character. No offense intended. Again, I do love Markiplier, but he isn't a Let's Player anymore. He's an entertainment artist, and that's an important difference. Let's Players go into games specifically to show off the aspects of the game, to show you as an individual why each game is worth playing and what makes them so incredible as an art form. That's important. Markiplier doesn't play video games anymore to show you the in-depthitude that some individuals go into to make the medium. The last truly individualized game I believe Markiplier played would probably be Doors, and that was over 3 years ago. Simply because he doesn't... No, it's not that he doesn't care. It's that he is painfully aware of the market he's put himself in. And that's kind of sad. Markiplier was a great Let's Player. He would make whole series about terrible video games that make even the most basest of us feel with that game. Want to play it because we feel like we could identify with an aspect of it. But nowadays, Markiplier doesn't do that. He plays games for laughs. Oh, sorry, Dexter. I have 2 cats, so I apologize if they interrupt me. You can see one right there, actually. That's Shiva, the destroyer of worlds. Love her to bits, but she's chewed up my charger cable for my laptop more times than I can count. Anyway, Markiplier plays video games for the sole purpose of getting views. Not to showcase the game, not to give you any concept of what the developers are like, or even to show you the story the game might present, but just to play the game. And yes, there's a market for that. There is definitely a market for individuals wanting to play a game, but they're not Let's Players. Let's Players go into the market knowing that they are showcasing the game for every functional aspect it has, for every little tweak, every bug, every glitch. They show it off, not to make fun of the game, but to show it as a work of art. And Markiplier's kind of let me down on that aspect. He's played a lot of games recently, but he hasn't played any games that and if he watches this and he tells me that I'm wrong, I'll admit that this entire video is complete nonsense and I have no reason to say what I'm saying, but I doubt he will. He doesn't give us a reason to care about any of the games he plays. Everyone or anyone that watches this, leave down the doobly-doo. When's the last video game you watched Markiplier play that you actually felt for? That you actually wanted to play after seeing him do it? Can you? Can you name a game that Markiplier has made you as an individual want to play outside of the fact that Markiplier played it? Has he made any game seem interesting or in-depth or revolutionary in their concept or mechanics? No, because he doesn't care anymore about the mechanics of a game, about the concept, about what makes a video game good. He only cares about views. And that's, again, not bad, but it's degrading to what Let's Players were originally supposed to be. When Markiplier started playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent or SCP Containment Breach, he would go into hour-long rants about what made each SCP unique, about what each individual book he found in Amnesia: The Dark Descent so revolutionary to the story. But he doesn't do that anymore. Now, again, is that bad? Yes, to me, personally. Again, personally. To you, as an individual, to someone that may not care as much as I do about the art form of video games, maybe that's fine. Maybe that's not even something worth considering. Hell, I dare say that it is pretty petty of me as an individual to care so much about what he does in his Let's Plays, considering they're his own work of art. But to claim to be a Let's Play, to claim to be an in-depth review of a game and not put any effort into actually reviewing it, is insulting. I guess what I'm getting at is there needs to be a definite divide in video game reviewers. The Let's Play community that makes YouTubes and Twitch streams and other reviews solely to show people them playing it and their experience with it. Say, like, Markiplier and Yami Mash, or I dare say PewDiePie. But there are another side of gamers. There are the IGP, the CGW, the CGU, the Christopher Audley, the people that play games specifically to show you a character, to show you what a game was meant to be able to be, to show you each flaw and each immaculate ascent it has done. And that is worthwhile. Even if technically the games they are reviewing are things like Ember or Goo World, which is an iPhone and or Android game that really has no story unless you're willing to look into it. But they are. And that can show us what video games could be. I guess what I'm saying is that We need to decide, as a Let's Player / video game community, what is worth our time. Watching people play games and enjoy them, or watching people review them and critique them. Personally, I'd rather watch someone critique a game. I would rather watch someone tear down a game to its bare code and tell us every flaw they found than someone purposefully acting like an idiot just to entertain us. Because I have seen what Markiplier does when he tries. I have seen his quiet Let's Plays. I have seen what that man does when he wants to beat a game. He will say he's bad at video games. Every Let's Player does. But I have seen him do immaculate playthroughs of games that should be nigh on unbeatable. Because he's good at games. He has purposefully dumbed himself down to the general level to get views. And that's sad. I would rather see someone be an amazing Let's Player and an amazing reviewer and get like 100 views. Because those 100 people that viewed that Let's Play of that game have an honest opinion, a true opinion of that game. Compared to anyone that watched Markiplier's recent playthroughs. What are those games about even? Can you tell me? I dare you in the doobly-doo. Go ahead. I would love to hear your explanation of the last game he played. The VR game where he was a mage. What was the point of that? Tell me, please. I would love to know, because he doesn't make it clear. He doesn't explain why a game is a game. Why it is in that art form. Why something has to be explained through this kind of medium. There is no reason he couldn't be a book reviewer or a video reviewer and just laughing and making fun of other people's works, because he doesn't put any effort to be an individual or give us the story of what he is reviewing. And again, that's not a bad thing. But it isn't what Let's Players are supposed to be. Let's Players are supposed to give us, as viewers, as consumers, I dare say, a concept of what we're getting into. An idea of what we can be if we play that game, I dare say. Not necessarily what it should be, or what the game was meant to be, or how it could be basically reviewed by someone that doesn't care. But it could be. And that is an important difference. If you play a game just to get views, if you play a game solely because of the media aspect of it, stop. You're not a Let's Player. You're a critic. And the worst kind of critic. Only the kind of critic that desires information from others to gain their own support. Like the games, or DA games, I suppose. They make beautiful music. They make music videos that give more in-depth explanation of games than the game developers themselves intended to be there. And their Let's Plays are trite. They're just clipped together pieces of the most interesting bits, not caring how they got from point A to point B. And that's sad. Because if DA Games wanted to, if they had the ability, no, not wanted to, the ability, they want to so bad. Every Let's Player does. But they're only given the ability to be a cliche. And that makes Let's Players suffer. That's why I, and I'm guaranteeing you dozens of other people, don't make Let's Plays. Because we're not funny. We're truthful. We give our opinion based on what the information is, not what we think will get us credibility. I'm not assuming this video, with my honest opinion in it, will get me any views, but I know it is honest. I know it is what I believe. I know it is nothing tailored to get me reviews. It is an opinion. And we need more of that nowadays. We need Let's Players and famous individuals on YouTube that review games to step forward and tell the community what is worth making, what we as consumers want video games to be. We don't want flashy FPCs, we want a story. And if we could get Markiplier or others to see that, we might save our industry. Anyway, that was a long rant. This is the Clockwork King signing off. Have a good day, everyone.